Hello and welcome. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga, and thanks for joining me today. We are going to work on hips and hamstrings today. Everybody loves happy hips and hamstrings, so not always is that the case, but oh, don't we love it when they're not talking to us? So it's an amazing thing when your body, you just kind of take it for granted a lot of times when things aren't talking to you. You just take them for granted, right? Everything's in order, everything's balanced, everything's happy. And when things start talking to you, you're like, hey, quiet down. So, I mean, that can be frustrating. It can be debilitating. So to be able to control that, to tailor it back a little bit, to care for your body and to give it the love and care that it needs, to quiet that down, oh, what a gift. And I'm here to tell you, I have lived it, you guys. Yoga, life-changing. I had days when I could barely get out of bed and I would hobble over to the sink and I would have to put one elbow down and then the other elbow down just to brush my teeth. So back, hips, knees, shoulders, guys, had it all. So I have a great appreciation for whatever it is that you may be going through, post-surgeries, pre-surgeries, all of that kind of stuff. So believe in the power of yoga. Believe in the power of your breath. It is truly amazing. I've seen it not just on myself, but others as well. So join me as often as you can. Take care of yourself. Always remember that you want to stay on the positive side of pain. We do not want pain, right? So maybe I should say that differently. The negative side of pain. So we don't want pain. If there's pain involved, guys, not good. Back off. We shouldn't have any pain. Okay, just really good stretching. Sometimes it'll be easier than others. When you find things that are challenging, weigh that. Is it pain or is it just challenging because your body really needs it? Okay, those are the places where we need to stay and breathe as long as we can, within reason. But holding poses, not to the point of pain, but to the point where your body will have muscle memory and that you can come back and have it be a little less challenging the next time. All right, you guys, that was my soapbox. Let's get going. So we're going to start in a nice wide stance. Nothing super crazy. We're going to do some sunflowers. One of your best indicators is as your knees bend, we want to make sure that the knees stay behind your toes. Okay, so if you're really narrow and your knees are bowing out over your toes, you want to widen that stance. Extend the arms out to a T. Rotate palms to the sky. Inhale, reach to the sky. As you exhale, grand plie down, sweep your hands towards the floor, bend into those knees, sweep the arms back up, and reach. Squeeze your buns at the top, grand plie. Just big breath in, squeeze. Whole body. Working in unison with that breath. Beautiful way to get some energy flowing, to wake up the body, strong through the belly. Tailbone pointing straight towards the ground. One more. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, left arm down, right arm high. Just lean in and reach. Creating a long stretch down the right side. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, lean in and reach. Now, it doesn't really matter where that right arm goes. It can be in front of your leg, beside your leg, or behind it. I just want you to feel that reach. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, open the arms to a nice wide V as you gaze to the sky. Inhale, reach to the sky, and as you exhale, cactus arms, bend the elbows, squeeze those shoulder blades, and draw the elbows back and down. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, sink into those legs, draw those elbows back. Warming up through the shoulders, through the hips, through the legs, whole body. Inhale, reach. Exhale and pull. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale and pull. Inhale, reach to the sky. Extend those arms out to a T. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to place the hands just above the knees, fingertips pointing inward. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, press through that left hand, drawing that left shoulder towards that right knee. A little gaze out over that right shoulder. Inhale, back to center, core strong. Exhale, press that right knee out and away. Inhale it back to center, core strong. One more time each side. Press it away. So just noticing How your body responds. Inhale it back to center. And exhale, press it away. Inhale it back to center. Keeping the hands on the knees. Roll those shoulders back. Strong through that belly. Long through the spine. Now slowly begin to extend the legs. Releasing one hand and then the other. Hamstrings. Oh, that beautiful muscle down the back of the leg. Sometimes it is a beautiful muscle, but can have some beautiful amounts of tension. Now let's rock back to the heels and turn the toes towards one another. And just relax the weight of the upper body down. And just notice how that influences the stretch. Does it kind of take it away from the hamstrings? Maybe it travels down into your calves and into the ankles. And I just want you to kind of sway weight forward and back. Just whatever feels good. And now we're going to bring that weight back to the heels and we're going to turn those toes back out. Relaxing the weight of the upper body back down. Find your breath. Now we can let those arms just be heavy, or you can take a hold of the forearms. Now if the forearms come to the floor, we want to shorten that stance. And we're going to, so that those forearms just kind of hover. Letting gravity take a hold of the weight of the arms and the weight of the upper body. And we're just going to gently sway, side to side. So if it helps you, yeah, you can kind of reach the elbow towards the ankle or your shin or your knee. But just let it sway. So there's no place that you have to go. There's nothing that you're supposed to touch. We're just supposed to find some release. Coming back to center. Release your arms, let them hang. And I just want you to sway your hips side to side. So as we lift one hip and then the other, what do you feel? Oh, what's your body telling you? So depending upon the day, the time of the day, what you've been doing. So if you are an avid exerciser, whatever it may be, you might experience feeling a little bit of tightness, not too much. Or maybe you went gangbusters and you're like, wow, I'm tight. Or for your job, for school, whatever it is, you've been having to sit a lot. Yeah, that can be tension. They can be kind of stuck, almost feeling relaxed the weight of the upper body, and let those hips just come back to center. Now we're going to heel toe those feet in so that they're hip width apart. Feet facing straight ahead. Relax the weight of the upper body down. Now I assure you, your hips are not that wide. Bring your feet in just a little bit more. And then ever so slowly, roll it up. Let those arms be heavy. Let your head be heavy. Give yourself just a second as you reach it up. Roll those shoulders up and back. Oh, and let those shoulders slide down and away. Do that one more time. Big shoulder roll up and back. Shoulders slide down and away. Beautiful. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Back to forward fold. In our forward fold, those legs are as long as you can get them, but if you're feeling pressure behind your knees, please bend those knees. Let your head be heavy. Find your breath. Can you feel that length down the backs of the legs? Now again, guys, it really depends. Your practice, everything you do, sleep, eat, drink, your emotions, you bring all of those onto your mat. Clear away expectations. Let yourself just be present and celebrate wherever you are in this pose. Slowly shift your weight to your heels. Core is strong. We're going to slowly bend the knees. Now we're only going to bend the knees to the point where the bottom is in line with those knees or higher, not any lower. And then we're going to pull those shoulders back. You can kind of come up onto the pads of your fingers. And if you notice, I shifted my weight into my heels so I can lift my toes. Can you do that? Breathe. Tummy and chest are just kind of resting on your thighs, but we're not putting our weight so much in those legs, as in resting the tummy and chest on those thighs. We're staying strong through the belly. As you exhale, slowly extend the legs. So you notice I'm still got those toes up, pressing through the heels. One more time, bend the knees, core strong. Toes are lifted. We lower down. This time, we're going to come low as feels right to you. So if you're taking care of your knees today, maybe you don't come quite so low. Knees feel great. Come on down. Breathe. Release your hands. Slowly extend the legs. Find your breath. Now center your weight in your feet. Let's bring the hands to the elbows and hold on. Oh, do you feel how that little extra weight, so that shift of taking the hands off the mat and bringing them to the elbows, that's just a little added weight, and it's going to influence that stretch down the backs of the legs. Let's sway side to side. Big deep breaths. Just checking in. So hips and hamstrings, guys. These guys can be kind of finicky. Coming back to center, relax the arms, and roll it up, one vertebra at a time. So tight hamstrings can lead to a tight lower back. Tight hips can change your gait, make balancing quite hard. Again, influencing that pain in the lower back. Shoulders roll up and back. So a lot of love needs to go into those hips and hamstrings, guys. Let's step forward to the top of the mat. We come to mountain, very, very active pose. Feet are hip width apart, palms open to the front. We're going to lift the kneecaps towards the hips, engaging those quadriceps. I want you to feel the strength in your belly, the strength in your buns, and the length in those arms. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, up to monkey half lift. Exhale, down. Let's bend the knees as much as you need to get the hands to the mat. And we're going to center that left hand out in front of us, palm pressing firmly into the mat. We rotate our bodies and extend. Right arm to the sky. Reach it up. Now you're going to be tempted to straighten those legs. I want you to keep the knees as bent as you need to keep that left palm pressing into the mat. I want you to focus on the rotation. The hamstring stretch will come. But I want you to find that stretch in that upper and middle back. I want you to feel the strength in those obliques. Now circle that right arm around behind your back, forearm along the small of the back. Just circle the back of your waist as far as you can reach, and we get a little benefit of that front of the shoulder stretch. We extend right arm to the sky, slowly releasing it down. Right hand takes the place of the left. Now notice, do you need to bend the knees more or less? And we rotate, extending left arm to the sky. So our rotations, guys, working out kinks in the back, promoting flexibility in the spine, wringing out tension and tightness throughout the body, but also in the mind, also in the spirit. Circling that left arm around behind your back, forearm along the small of the back. So as we twist, as we breathe, exhale away tension, tightness, any negative energy you can. At some points, maybe you can close your eyes and see that negative energy leave the body. Extending left arm to the sky and slowly releasing it down to forward fold. Straightening those legs as much as you like. Again, no pressure behind those knees. Noticing those hamstrings, are they starting to lengthen? Inhale up to monkey half lift, flat back. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank. Holding your plank. Now if we're on knees, weight is forward, tops of the feet are on the mat. We're working to create a nice long diagonal line down the back of the body. Knees are off, same thing, lengthening through the crown of the head. Better to have the hips be a little bit higher than to let those hips sag, creating that sway back. We want to be strong through the belly, strong out of those shoulders, long from the crown of the head out through the feet. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, lift your hips to down dog. Down dog. I love me a little down dog. This can be a challenging pose though. A lot of folks say, I don't like down dog. It's hard on my wrists. It's hard on my shoulders. If you are in that group, you are in good company, my friends. Some pointers that might help. We want to work to get the bend out of our wrists as much as possible. So if you have a bent wrist, there is a ton of weight being placed on the wrists, the heel of the hand, and through the shoulders. I recommend bend your knees
And press through the palms of your hands like you're pushing your weight back towards the back of your mat and getting the length in the arms. Then as your body is ready, allowing the heels to sink. So what's happening is your hamstrings are fairly tight and it's not allowing you to push back. If you bend the knees, that shortens the hamstring a little bit, allowing a little more range of motion through the hands, through the arms, and out through the spine. Exhaling and releasing those heels. Let's inhale it up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders towards your thighs. Reach your sit bones high as you can get them. And as you exhale, let your heels gently sink. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Go ahead and let those hips be heavy. If at any point you want to bring that back knee down, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, leg is long. Just a deeper stretch, a little more intensity, but you've got to listen to your body. Breathe. Core is strong. As you exhale, extend that right leg to the sky and gently release it down. Holding your down dog or inhale it to high plank. Crocodile down, toes or knees. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. We shift our weight to our right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping out left foot to the outside of the left hand. Let those hips be heavy. So maybe that sweep isn't beautiful. It's okay, you guys. We're going to take care of it. And every time you come back to your mat, every time you do a sweep through, your body is learning, adapting, changing. Let it at its own pace. When we start to force things to happen, guys, not great things happen. It will happen when it's ready. I believe in you, and I have faith in the process. I've seen it. We don't judge, we don't criticize, we celebrate each movement that our body allows us to do. As you exhale, extend that left leg to the sky. And gently release it down. Holding your down dog or inhale it to high plank. Crocodile down. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. Find your breath. Sway your hips side to side. So checking in here. As we built some heat, as we've been moving, body is awake, blood is flowing. How does your body feel? A little different than when we began. I know mine does. Always good. Coming back to center. We inhale up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders toward your thighs. Reach your sit bones high. And exhale, let your heels gently sink. We shift our weight to our left foot. Right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot through. We're going to draw that back foot halfway in and extend both legs. That back foot turns out to about a 45-degree angle. Right toes pointing straight ahead towards the top of your mat. We square our hips. We're going to lift through the spine. So we lift that torso just a little bit so that we can lengthen. So we're up on the pads of the fingers. If you have blocks or if you want books, if you need to come up a little bit higher, just lift the ground to you. We really work to draw that left hip forward and to lengthen through the crown of the head. Now slowly, slowly, if it feels right to you, start to draw your nose towards that right knee. Now your left hip is going to want to pull back. Our body is sneaky in the point that it finds the easiest way. It is adaptive and smart. We want to outsmart it. Okay, we want to stay true to our pyramid pose. So you should be feeling an intense stretch down the back of that front leg, that right leg. Breathe. Gaze is towards your back big toe. We're going to inhale and we're going to lift just slightly. Again, lengthening through the crown of the head. That should ease some of that pressure in the hamstring, tension in the hamstring. If you need to, bend that knee just for a moment. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, square the hips, lengthen your leg, and slowly lower it back down. Bringing the hands around behind your back if that feels okay. Holding onto the forearms. Or perhaps interlacing your fingers, all with the index finger and thumb. If you like, roll those shoulders up and back. Lift your hands towards the sky. Hello, hamstring. Making sure you're taking your gaze towards your back big toe. Now bringing the hands to the small of the back. Lengthening through the crown of the head, we rise. All the way up. And as you exhale, arch it back. Gaze to the sky. Inhale it up nice and tall. Keep those hips square. Here we go forward once again. We're not going to hold it quite as long this time. Feels right to you. As you lower down, lift those arms. Gaze towards your back big toe. Otherwise, just let those arms rest on the small of the back. We lengthen through the crown of the head. We bring those hands to the small of the back. Core is strong and we rise. And once again, exhale, arch it back. Reach those fingertips towards that back heel. Inhale it up nice and tall. Release your hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through up dog. Let's add an optional push-up if you like. To down dog. Find your breath. Press through the palms of the hands. Checking in with those wrists. Did we get the bend out of the wrists? Can we feel that length in the arms? And now let those heels sink. Adding a little tip of the pelvis if that feels right to you. That's going to deepen that stretch to the hamstrings. We shift our weight to our right foot. Left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left foot through. Between the hands, back foot steps in, turns out to about a 45-degree angle. So this is a fairly narrow stance, and that back foot's turned out. We come up to the pads of the fingers. Again, if you need a little more height, use those blocks, use books, whatever you need. And we're going to square those hips. Drawing that right hip forward, pulling that left hip back. Now lengthen through the crown of the head. And slowly, slowly, if it feels right to you, begin to lower the tummy and chest as though you were centering it onto that left leg. Taking your gaze towards your back big toe. Now check in. Does this side feel better than the other? Better meaning not so much resistance. If so, do you feel any anywhere? If you don't, let me know. Man, I am jealous. Just kidding, don't be jealous. Celebrate whatever you can do. And remember, the more you practice, the better you get, the less resistance there is, the easier it is to breathe. Inhale, lift just slightly, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, slowly lower back down, keeping those hips square. Remember, that body is really smart and it's going to try and make it easier. If it feels right to you, bring your hands around behind your back. Interlace your fingers. You can hold on to your forearms, whatever feels right to you. Keeping those hips square. Keeping your gaze back towards that big toe. Rolling the shoulders up and back. Lift your hands towards the sky. Now as we lift those arms, that intensity is really going to skyrocket. Be kind. If that's not right, if it's too deep today, back off, back out. Bring your hands down. Take care of yourself. Core is strong. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Core strong. Hinge all the way up. And as you exhale, arch it back. Reach those fingertips or those forearms towards the mat. Gaze to the sky. Inhale it up nice and tall. Core strong. We begin to hinge forward one more time. This time we don't hold quite so long. Just coming back so that the body remembers it. It's a familiar place, not quite so daunting. We take our gaze towards our back big toe. We lift the arms if you like. Breathe. Bringing the hands to the small of the back, lengthening through the crown of the head, we rise all the way back up. And exhale, arch it back, open your heart, reach towards the floor, and inhale it back up. Release your hands, step forward to mountain. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, left hand down, right arm high, lean in and reach. Just letting go through that lower back. Long stretch on that right side. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, other side, lean in and reach. Find that extension, feel that reach. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, pull the hands to heart center. Find a focal point out in front of you and shift your weight to your left foot. Right foot's gonna cross in front of that left leg. Big toe just barely touching the mat. Now you can choose to stay right here. Or if you like, we begin to lift the foot above the knee, ankle to the outside of the knee, and breathe. You can stay right here. If you like, begin to sit it back. Breathe. So as we sit back, you're going to be asking a lot of that supporting leg, and you should feel this amazing stretch in that right hip. Breathe. Slow it down. Find your breath. Now I'm going to turn sideways because we're going to add a little arm balance in here, only if you like. Sinking deep, releasing your hands, placing the palms of the hands against the mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Now, if this is something that you are unsure of, this is a place where you stay, or stay in the balancing pose. We bend the elbows and place the shin right across the back of the elbows. Gazing forward, we slowly begin to shift our weight forward. Now, you can always put a pillow out in front of you. Rather than jumping in, we shift our weight slowly, slowly, so that we can maybe lift those left toes. Releasing that left foot, shifting your weight back into that left foot, walking the hands back. We rise and stand tall. Lifting that right knee to 90 degrees and gently release it down. Roll out your ankle, stretch your toes, get rid of the wiggles, and guess what, my friends? We get to do that one more time on the other side. Hands to heart center. Find your breath. Slow it down. We shift our weight now to our right foot. Left foot crosses just in front of the right leg. Big toe barely touching the mat, and roll that left knee open. Tall through the spine. Strong through the belly. We lift that left foot just above the knee. Ankle to the outside of the knee. Now we can stay right here or begin to sit it back. A little or a lot. Find your breath. So as you sink, can you feel the strength in those legs, the strength in your belly, that stretch in that left hip? Breathe. Now we can stay here, focusing on the balance here, or taking it to an arm balance if you like. We lean forward to place the hands to the mat. Hands are shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers wide. A little bend of the elbows to place the shin right across the back of the elbows. And we're going to slowly, slowly shift our weight to the point where maybe we can lift the toes. Breathe. So we certainly don't want to jump into this pose. Releasing that foot, slowly walking your hands back. We rise back to our figure four and slowly extend the legs, lifting that left knee to 90 degrees and release it down. Nice job, you guys. Relax the arms, roll out the leg, and step back to the top of the mat to mountain. Kind of a fun one, challenging one. Inhale, reach, and exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down.
Walk, step, or hop to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. Optional push-up if you like. To down dog. Nice big deep breaths. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot once again to the outside of that right hand. We're going to turn our toes out. So our heel is on the mat, toes are off. Core is strong. We're going to pull that left leg in across from the right. Now, if you are taking special care of your knees, you're going to bring your hands out in front and be a little bit higher. Knees feel happy and healthy. Lowering your bottom down, lifting the chest, pulling the hands to heart center. Garland pose. Drawing that pelvis through, rolling those knees open, as though there were a wall behind you that you're working to get your back up against. Breathe. Release your hands, slowly extend those legs. Oh, we're getting hips and hamstrings here. Let that head be heavy. Turn your fingertips out through the legs and walk them out behind you. So not a super wide stance, but ooh, yeah, we can get into those hamstrings. Now again, your body's really smart. Do you feel how it pulls back into your heels? I want you to walk those hands back as far as you can, glue your hands, and then shift some weight back into your toes. Lower back, upper back. Feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Down the backs of the legs, core is strong. Inhale, lift, pull those hands back through. Support with those hands, slowly lower your bottom down. And once again, coming back to garland pose. Breathe. Now with those palms touching, gently press your forearms towards the mat, working to create a nice straight line across the forearms. Shoulder blades drawn towards one another. Knees gently pulling back. Find your breath. As you exhale, palms to the mat, extend the legs all the way back up. This time, take a hold of the ankles and use the strength of your arms to pull that upper body towards the space between your legs. Maybe take your gaze up, out through those legs, back behind you, towards the sky. Breathe. Inhale, lift just slightly enough to release those arms. Relax the weight of the head. And slowly roll it up, one vertebra at a time. Big shoulder roll up and back. Bring your hands around behind your back. Interlace your fingers. All but the index finger and thumb. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, arch it back. Gaze to the sky. Inhaling up nice and tall. Release your hands, big shoulder roll. Shoulders slide down and away. Let's bring those feet back to hip width apart, to mountain. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank. Hold your plank, down dog. Drink water, child's pose, or super slow, crocodile down. Take your time. We want to bend those elbows, and we want those elbows to go right by the ribs. Doing our best not to let those hips sag. Now we're going to go super slow back up. Take your time. Make it last. It's all about how slow we go, not how far down we go. Back to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. And gently alternate bending knees. Walk it out. So here we are back in our down dog. A fair way through our practice. How does the lower back feel? How long are those hamstrings? Are you feeling a little warm, fuzzy in those hips? I hope so. As you exhale, let your heels sink. We shift our weight to our right foot. Left toes to the sky.
Exhaling and sweeping that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Toes are off the mat. Heel is on the mat. Center your hands underneath you. Core is strong. And we pull that right foot in across from the left. Toes are off. Heel is on. Again, if we need to be up, taking care of those knees, supporting with the hands, do so. Otherwise, garland pose. So if you're not feeling warm and fuzzy in those hips just yet, you will after this series. Breathe, but it's a good thing. We need to know balance, right? So when is enough enough? If your body's like, I am good with balance with our garland pose, is there another one? Take a minute. Come out of garland. We'll be there in just a second and we'll get in some more good stuff. Bringing the hands to the floor, extend those legs. Relax the weight of your head. Let's slowly walk the hands towards the right foot. And we're going to take a hold of that foot or the ankle, and we're going to draw the nose towards that right knee. Find your breath. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands back through center, and now over to the left. Taking a hold of the foot or the ankle, use the strength of the arms to pull that upper body towards that left leg. Draw your nose towards your knee. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands back through to center. Core is strong, bend the knees. Lowering it down once again to garland. This is our last time in garland. You're like, yay! Pull those hands to heart center. Gently press the forearms towards the mat. Long line from elbow to elbow. Draw those shoulder blades down. Breathe. Now we're going to fire up those legs. Core is strong. We're going to do our very best to lead with the crown of the head. Do not let your bottom lift as best you can. We rise. Did you feel how your bottom wanted to lift first? Yeah, I told you, your body's sneaky. Extend those arms to the sky. Exhale, open those arms to a nice wide V. Oh, gaze to the sky. Open your heart. Inhale, reach to the sky. Pull the hands to heart center, stepping it back to mountain. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, up to monkey half lift. Exhale, down. Walk, step, or hop to high plank. Crocodile down. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. Nice big deep breaths. Let your heels sink. Just checking in once again with those hamstrings. We're going to inhale into high plank. Release the knees to the mat, tops of the feet to the mat. Open up those knees and press it back to extended child's pose. Now for some, this might be like, well, what's the big deal? For others, you feel this in your hip, your quadricep, the lower back. So if this is kind of a non-event for you, oh gosh, celebrate that, my friends. If it is challenging for you, recognize that, own it, and know that it will get better each and every time we come back. And let's slowly walk the hands back up. We come over onto one hip. Sweep your feet around and slide on down to the top of your mat. Legs are long, flex your feet. Now, if you really have tight hamstrings, guys, and you happen to have a strap or even a towel or a belt, perfect. Okay, so if you don't need one, great. If you need one, take a hold of it. And we're going to wrap that around kind of at the ball of your foot. And we're going to take a hold of that strap in either hand. Now, you can take a hold of it in one. Best if it's two, so that you've got even pressure as you pull those toes back. Now I want you to be mindful of what your upper body does. So as we lean back, that takes the intensity out. What we are looking for is a really nice 90-degree bend in the upper and lower body. And as you draw those toes back, can you feel that stretch? Now with that strap, see, this is pretty cool. You can take a hold of it in one hand and you can start to walk the hands forward to lengthen the spine
as you come forward. If you don't need the strap, guys, we reach to the sky, hinging forward, tummy down, chest down, releasing the hands and relaxing the weight of the head. So our strap, a wonderful modification, a wonderful tool to help us progress, to see success and feel it. Inhale, reach it out, sit up nice and tall, and release your hands down by your sides. So we're going to turn sideways on the mat. If you like, just face me, so whatever that is. And we're going to bring that right leg and we're going to pull that right foot out in front of us just a little bit. So if you've got the top of your mat in front of you, whether it be the top of your mat or the side, we want to create a parallel line with the top of your mat, the edge of your mat. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to take that left leg and we're going to cross it up and over. So kind of this little crook in your ankle, where just between your foot and the ankle bone, we're going to set that kind of right on top of the knee. So there's just this nice little concave space. So you're not pressing right on the knee with your ankle bone. That might not feel super great. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. Now, depending upon how tight your hips are, if you're like, lady, there's no way this is happening today. If you can sit cross-legged, beautiful. If cross-legged is challenging, bring your feet out and crisscross your legs. So find that place where it's challenging to you, where you feel a really nice stretch in your hip, okay? So there's lots of places. If you come here and your knee is like way high, cool, you're there. Now it's gonna start to be where your body allows change, adaptation, flexibility. Now we can take that left hand and gently press. If you like, we're working to sit up nice and tall. So again, your body's gonna find ways to make things easier. And if that's hollowing out your tummy and your chest, bad idea. Lessen the intensity with the leg and sit up nice and tall. So always, always promoting good posture, guys. And we're gonna press that knee gently down, only to the point where it is a really nice, good stretch where there is absolutely zero pain. So knowing the difference between a good stretch and the discomfort of that and pain. Now you can close your eyes. This is fire log pose. You can stay right here. If you like, bring your hands forward. You'll know right away if it's right for you. If it's like, oh, that actually helps, not quite so intense, you can start to walk your hands forward. Releasing the weight of the upper body down. Now initially your body is going to tighten up. That's its protective mode. Give yourself a moment or two. Find those big deep breaths. Send your love, send that breath into the hip. Let it sink. And slowly walk your hands back up. So there's this warm fuzziness in those hips, right? Oof. And we're going to rock back to release that left leg, release the right, crisscross the other side. So now we are going to make a nice straight line across the top of the mat with that left shin. Right foot, flex your foot, placing that little concave right below the ankle bone, above the foot, onto the knee, and we're working to stack the ankles and the knees. Feet are flexed, we sit up nice and tall. Right hand just gently resting on the knee, or you can give it a little push. So again, lots of variations, guys. If we are doing where the crisscrossing the legs, now your other leg is going to be in front, feet can be out or in, okay? We can be in our fire log pose. If that knee is up and you're listing over onto that left hip and you're like, man, I just can't get that hip down. Focus on getting that hip down. Just focus on that. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen today, but as we focus on it, our intentions are there, the body will start to respond. Even if it's this much of a movement, guys, it's movement, right? So we're going to celebrate that. If we're in the same spot, not a whole lot of movement, but our breath is still a little bit better. We can get those bigger, deeper breaths. We're not holding our breaths. That is progress, you guys. So your breath is an indication of your progress. If you're holding your breath, your body cannot release, okay? It cannot let go of the tension. So find that spot where you're working at a 7 or an 8. Your body feels some resistance, but your breath is going to quiet that resistance down. That's a lot of information. Close your eyes. Let that hand gently press your knee down. If you like, begin begin to walk your hands forward. Again, you'll know right away, even if it was right or it wasn't on the other side. It might be on this side, or it might not. Honor whatever it is. So again, that initial response, right, is going to tighten up through those hips. We just have to give ourselves a chance to let the body realize that we are not going to ask it to give more than it's ready to give. Those exhales, send them into your hips. Find your breath. And slowly, slowly walk your hands back up. As you sit up, rock it back. Crisscross your legs, however that feels right to you, whichever leg's in front. Breathe. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, lengthen, hinge it forward. Little tap of the fingertips. Lengthen and reach. Hinge it all the way back up. And release your hands down by your sides. Let's turn to the top of the mat. Extend those legs out nice and long. Flex your feet. Grab that strap if you need to. Lengthen and hinge it forward. One more really nice hamstring stretch. Relax the weight of your head. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Draw one knee in towards your chest and then the other. We're going to be on the tips of our toes, pulling those knees in nice and tight. If you need to move closer up to the top of your mat, please do so because we're going to rock it back. Slow and steady. Breathe. Pulling those knees in. Oh, that feels good. Releasing that left leg out and down. Right arm extends out to a T. Left hand to the outside of the right knee and gently pull your leg across your body. Oh, this is going to feel super good. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Turn your gaze out over that right arm. And just close your eyes. You guys worked hard today. Beautiful job. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it was a good class for you. I hope your hips and your hamstrings are feeling a whole lot looser. Not so much resistance. I hope you come back time and time again. Releasing that left hand, roll it back to center. Extend that right leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip. Reach out through the toes and slowly lower your leg down. Feel the length and the strength in that leg, the strength in the belly as that leg lowers, because it takes some core strength to slowly lower that leg. Pulling the left knee in, left arm extends out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the floor best you can. Turn your gaze out over that left arm. Oh, just a really nice release through the spine, a wonderful stretch for that left hip. Slow, deep breathing. So we have a tendency, guys, to hold a lot of negative energy in our hips. So be sure to drink a lot of water to clear out those toxins that we released within those hips. We don't want them to settle anywhere else in the body. Flush them out. Take a moment with a sense of gratitude and the amazement of this amazing machine, our body. Releasing that right hand, roll it back to center. Extend left leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip, lengthen through the toes, and slowly lower your leg down. Always amazes me, this amazing body that we have. The things that we can do with it. How smart it is. Relax the weight of the legs. Let those feet just roll out. Pull the hands to your tummy. One hand just below your belly button, one just below your sternum. Make whatever adjustments you need to make. A little gentle roll of your shoulders underneath you, maybe. Maybe a little tuck of your chin towards your chest. If having the hands on your tummy isn't uber comfortable, just bring those arms down by your sides. We close our eyes and we breathe, slow and steady. We give permission to quiet the mind and the body. to settle into the earth, to relax and just be. We gently wiggle our fingers and our toes. Awareness drawn back to the world around us. What do you hear? Feeling the weight of our body resting against the earth. Now stretch your limbs. Reach to the fingertips, reach to the toes, and feel that positive energy just moving. And as you're ready, drawing the knees in towards your chest, we roll to one side and using the strength of the arms to help us come back up, we find a seated position that feels right. Sitting up nice and tall, rest your hands comfortably on the knees. Maybe gently open your palms to the sky, drip your wrists over the knees, and bring the index finger to touch your thumb. Otherwise, just find a comfortable place for the hands to rest. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Sitting tall and feeling those big, deep breaths, the length and the depth of each breath. We take a moment to thank the mind and the body for allowing us to take this journey today, for being willing participants in our well-being, being open to change, to challenge, keeping a sense of humor, and a willingness to try. We gently open the eyes, take a big breath in, reach to the sky, and exhale, pull the hands to heart center. I can't thank you enough for trusting me, joining me today, inviting me into your home or your hotel room or wherever you are. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me and allowing me to guide you through practice today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Be well, be safe, stay kind, and until the next time, namaste.